I feel like the god level by itself is the one that's like, yeah, it shouldn't compete, like, unless it was like Super Saiyan 4 God mode something. And then
a little like what Trunks did in that saga against Zamasu. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Irbal Sinergy's The Shop. I'm your host, Sinji. With me as always, Irby. What
it's
up, dog?
The Herb Master here, baby.
My bad.
Make it do what it does.
Damn, I did it again. I didn't mean to talk over you, dog.
You always do that.
You want to start?
People are used to it.
You want to redo it?
Nah, it's all right.
We can go again.
No, let's get it popping.
Ladies,
like,
no, I'm
like
kidding.
popcorn.
Popping like popcorn?
Yeah.
Are we going to leave some kernels unpopped?
Nah. Those are the ones that are duds.
Duds? Those aren't popcorns. Those are blanks.
No, they're popcorn. They just over the expiration life. That's why they ain't popping.
No, you can get them to pop.
You can.
Yeah.
I was lighting them on fire, but you're pretty much done in my book.
You gotta get them the second go around.
Yeah, nah, I ain't got time for all that.
All right, so you're content with a few unpopped kernels.
I am. I don't even really like popcorn like that.
Really?
Yep.
But if you were to eat popcorn, like, what flavor would you go for?
Regular butter popcorn.
I like white cheddar.
Ew. Double ew.
You don't like white cheddar popcorn?
No, I don't care too much for it.
Yeah,
That'll just be.
What's weird is, like, now that we're having this conversation, white cheddar is, cheddar. So, like, obviously the flavor is cheese. I never really got, like, cheese. Like, the cheese never comes to mind when I'm eating white cheddar popcorn.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I just thought that, and like, it sounded interesting. But anyway, speaking of interesting things, you got a flavor this week?
I do have one flavor. It comes out of My Hero Academia's last episode, which was like a complete letdown. You haven't seen it?
Oh, I've read the entire thing. So, like, if you say what happens, I'll know exactly what you're talking about.
It's probably not a letdown in the way you think.
Okay, I'm listening.
So, what do you think my letdown would be? I guess that'd be a more apt way to put it then.
All right, can you give me a hint on, like, what's going on?
All Might is fighting All for One. Uraka just pulled a Naruto and reformed old girl Himika Toga.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's where I'm at.
I feel like the letdown might be how well All Might's currently doing in the fight.
No, that's not the letdown at all. The letdown is the season ends in the middle of the All Might fight. That's the letdown.
Why would they do that?
Exactly.
I hate people that do that, bro. Like, why would you do it?
In the middle of the fight. It's like, oh, final season coming up. I'm like, what? Like, he just for to get the snot beat out of him right now, and then you telling me I gotta wait a whole nother year to see the rest of the fight go?
Bro.
Like, are y'all trying to do a spinoff? Like, what?
Those fucking cliffhangers are brutal.
Yeah, just like for me, it made no sense. Like, I feel like they should do like a 40 episode season if they were going to do that.
You know, I don't like to like relate things to One Piece because I'm really not like a One Piece is the best anime in the whole world and all animes should take notes type of person. But like I feel like if you have an anime that has the popularity, and by popularity I mean it has the viewership to do well in sales as My Hero Academia has done, as Demon Slayer has done. It should be well within the budget to do as One Piece does, and just continue releasing the product. I understand they have other things to work on. Toei might be bigger than most of these other companies, but like you had to have had the budget to at least finish those fights.
Yeah, it just I was like, what? That's what you're doing?
Yeah,
Like,
you can't tell me My Hero Academia has not made enough money to push that agenda a little bit. And it's like, hey, we need to end it here and then leave people wanting more. Don't end in the middle of the fight.
yeah, literally my boy got beat up and he's sitting there, he's like, I got a smile and some other stuff, and then just ends. I'm like, what? That's what you do?
I
In the middle of
think
the fight? It's Midori's like, oh, All Might's fighting, and then they start phasing out. I'm like, you raggedy folks, you.
I think people overestimate how much anticipation people like will maintain while waiting.
I mean, I'm probably still watch it, but like,
Yeah,
it's
you'll
like,
watch it, but like so like you said, it was the season ender after that. Had it just been the end of the episode and you were getting the next week, you're just like, all right, fuck, cool. All right, I'm gonna see what happens. I'm excited to see what happens next week. All right, well, next week comes and it's the season. It was the season finale, so it doesn't come. I was like, all right, well, it sucks. I can't watch My Hero this week. And the following week goes, like, damn. Actually, might not. You might not even get a damn. Like, I think after like the second or third week, it's just like, all right, well, it's out of my head. You know what I mean? It wore off. The moment wore off. You're not. I don't think people going ending a season like that. I don't think people are going to go back into the fight just as hype as they left when the season ended. You know what I mean?
yeah, like All Might's, he's currently getting beat up and using all the stuff. I do think it's a nice touch that he's like, oh, kids, give me your strength, and all his weapons have like the kid's strength.
You'd have to almost like rewatch the last two episodes before you started the new season in like a year
I wouldn't have to.
to build the hype again.
But well, for me, hype train ain't all the, you know. I'd be like, yeah, I'm hyped up. I'm about to start watching it again. So
I feel like one, I feel like the next season should be the last season. That's one. Two, I
yeah,
feel like
it says final season.
two, I think you're going to I think you're gonna have a moment where you're like, oh, I can see how this might have been inspired from Naruto.
Probably.
I think you're gonna have a moment like that in the final season.
Yeah, but I'm like, dang. Did you just end? He laughed because he got smacked to the fence, and he's like, ha ha ha. I'm like, come on, bro. That's where you gonna end? Really? Get
Yep,
out of here.
that's where it's gonna end.
Yeah, yeah. That just I was like, wow, you really doing that, my hero?
He did that. He owned it. He shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, I was like, wow. Yeah, see, I told you it wasn't the letdown in which you thought it would be.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I didn't realize that they did something so heinous.
Yeah, they definitely just left it. Yeah, just left it like that. And I'm like, oh man, that's what you do. I was like, oh well. But yeah,
Um,
what you got?
do I have something? Um, I would say maybe Dragon Ball Daima. It felt like I was watching Dragon Ball again, watching little Goku, because it's not Kid Goku, but he is Kid Goku, but like little Goku, mini Goku, I think is what they call him in this series. Fight with like no Super Saiyan, no flying, no Kamehameha, just straight hands while he was eating, and it was comedic and it was just refreshing to see that. I almost hate that you had to like scale back the power in a way just to, I don't know, I guess make it feel this refreshing, because like they went that route and it's almost like, oh man, what if we didn't do super? And I guess that's what this is.
Yeah.
And then like speaking of Dragon Ball, it seems like in Sparking Zero that like just like a lot of people theorized, I think the creators of this game are ranking Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as probably the most powerful character in the game, and that's including against like Super Saiyan Blue Vegito or Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. And I want to get your opinion on that, because like first and foremost, I'll tell you where I stand. Like I completely disagree, but I want to know what you think and why.
About level 4 Gogeta.
Yeah, about Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta being a higher tier character, which people have speculated in the past themselves. Like even the non-canon Dragon Ball heroes, I think Super Saiyan 4s were competing with like Super Saiyan Blues and whatnot.
I feel like the god level by itself is the one that's like, yeah, it shouldn't compete, like unless it was like Super Saiyan 4 God mode something, and then
Oh,
they
a little like
fused
what
up.
Trunks did in that saga against Zamasu, where like
Yeah,
he went blue a little bit, but like he was still yellow in the hair.
yeah, something like that. And then they fused like having, because you would have to say like God key has to be stronger than just any other key. So if you got God in title, automatically should be stronger no matter what. Unless you're scaling for like the like if they haven't trained long or if they're not that strong anyway. But I feel like to get God key, you gotta be strong anyway. So
See, that's how I feel. Like I think it's hard to justify and me be okay with like Super Saiyan 4 being able to compete with like Super Saiyan Blue, cuz like one is an invoking God key, and it's the higher form of that ability that allows them to be able to, I wouldn't say on equal terms, but like, how do I want to say this? Goku doing Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken made Beerus nervous. I don't think Super Saiyan 4 Goku would make Beerus nervous at all. Yeah, I mean, it's just things like that. Like Goku knowing Ultra Instinct. Like that's something God stood up and respected. I don't think you're pulling that off with Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Gogeta or any of that. And like it's hard for me to make the argument now that like people with not Gaki shouldn't be able to compete with Goku and Vegeta. But like the whole tournament power was people without God Ki competing with Goku Vegeta. So like it's like
yeah,
you gave them cool power ups, but I just feel like it was they didn't. Uh, for lack of better terms, I will use a wrestling term. They didn't protect the transformation.
yeah.
And for those of you who don't understand that terminology, so like some finishers in the wrestling world are protected, and by protected I mean like if a wrestler uses it, it's you win the match. He like doesn't use it like right away, but like if he does get it off, he wins the match. And the way it's protected is he uses it, and like the person doesn't kick out, so like it becomes like OP, like Shawn Michaels super kick or the Eddie Guerrero's frog splash, Triple H's pedigree. So that's all. That's all I'm saying. Like they created a scenario where Goku and Vegeta are like levels beyond mere mortals, and like they made everyone able to compete with that, especially including regular Saiyans from a different universe that are apparently more gifted than Universe 7 Saiyans. But like I don't think that should make you compete. So that's how I felt about it. I was a little upset.
Yeah,
That,
but I think to be fair, at that point Goku was still grasping, trying to learn Ultra Instinct.
yeah, that's true. That's I'm
But
not disagreeing with you on that.
so
In
yeah,
that
so I don't
regard.
think I don't think it's like he didn't have full control. Like he still was like thinking about like. Don't get me wrong, he still was stronger, probably stronger than they should have been. But it's just one of those ones where you just gotta chalk it up.
But like even if you take away like Gogeta out of it, because like Gogeta is two Super Saiyan 4s fused together. It's like I think fusing is not just simply adding; it's multiple. It's like becoming a Super Saiyan. Your strength becomes exponentially greater, right?
Yeah,
So like if you even if I could justify that's fine. I think Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta shouldn't be able to compete with Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. That's the one I'm arguing.
yeah,
On the other end, I don't think Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Vegeta should be sniffing Ultra Instinct Goku. And I would say Ultra Ego Vegeta, but he's not in the game yet. So I'll stick with Ultra Instinct Goku. I don't think they should be held on the same tier. I feel like
yeah,
just because like just because like Super Saiyan 4's biggest enemy was Omega Shenron, and that was just a version of Shenron's alternate like other personalities from the Dragon Balls. Like multiple personalities from the Dragon Balls came forth, and like Omega Shenron was born, and like that was the biggest enemy. Like I don't think Omega Shenron is doing anything against freaking Black Frieza, against um um Goku and Vegeta in blue form, or even in their Ultra forms. They're just Broly against Broly and stuff like that. It was just like I don't know. I just think there was something missed on the power scaling with the GT characters, but like they had to include them because you know
yeah. That's what they had to do.
that's what they had to do. That's enough about Dragon Ball. You got it. What do you want to talk about, Irby?
I got nothing too much, you know. I just, yeah, I forget the show. I started watching the what is it? The Detective's Already Dead.
Da da dan.
Interesting show. No, yeah, I did watch that, but the Detective's Already Dead. They're not detectives. They just be out there. But yeah, Da Don is it was funny. Yeah, the grandma, I like the grandma. She's out there, but she's cool. So
What's it about?
don't really know yet. But essentially I think they fight ghosts and aliens and whatnot. So it's like an unlikely friendship that buttons for some reason between two folks, and yeah, they yeah they it starts with like a little dare that they do, and then it morphs into a whole bunch of different stuff, and yeah, essentially they repel ghosts and do things. Yeah, it's funny to watch. I'm like, huh. But it also on the same hand he kind of reminds you like Mob where he's like real shy and awkward around folks.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's not too bad. Definitely just something to just watch weekly.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah.
Interesting points in solo leveling Ragnarok. Suho fought the spider that Jinwoo fought when those teams try to kill him and Jinho. And funny enough, he was using Casca's Venom Fang, which was the weapon Jinwoo got from killing Casca as well. And I just thought, like, I like how they're recycling things, but like making it tasteful. Like they're not wasting time on it. It's kind of just like, oh, look at this snake that Jinwoo fought, and like it's in there for 5 seconds and it's gone in 5 seconds. So like, I think it's tasteful that they're speeding up his leveling up process, but showing like familiar enemies, and like he learned to do something with the ruler's authority that like he like uses it to coat his fist and attack and make the attack stronger. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
He currently is in an urgent quest dungeon where the gate disappeared, and I think they're in Egypt. So the gate took him to a different part of the world, and now a beast just got set free because someone from the Scavenger Guild. If you remember, the Scavenger Guild was the American guild with Thomas Andre that Jinwoo beat to a bloody pulp.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, Thomas sent someone to claim the dungeon in Egypt, and he just got murked. So now Suho and someone he's temporarily allied with are gonna face the dungeon boss.
The dungeon boss.
Dun 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 dun.
The boss of the dungeon.
Dun 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 dun.
Looking for adventure.
I have no idea what song that might be.
I'm just making stuff up. Don't mind me.
Yo, freestyle, dog. Yo, go big, blow up.
Nah.
Hire me as your manager.
Nah, I ain't about that life. I ain't got it in me.
Actually, even better, hire me as your editor, so I don't have to do anything but sit on my computer.
You would like that.
Yeah, I do it at work. Might as well do it at home.
You right.
They won't let me.
But yeah,
I feel a lot better at work if they just let me do it from home.
Yeah, that's another one of the things people. Yeah, we would like to work from home, but companies companies rent out these spaces and do this stuff, and they can't justify not having people come into the office because they're losing out on the rental spaces, paying all this stuff, and so yeah, that's essentially what it is. And older folks think that they have to be in someone's face to conduct business and do this and the other, whereas like folks like us, we didn't grow up like that. So yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Do you have anything else?
No, I don't. This is the done and done funny episode. The text already dead. I do like that one. Makes you think a little bit. I haven't done much, so I guess you move on to whoever's on your empty space in your chest.
I just got a little JoJo's to talk about, and some
just
comments
a little
about something
JoJo's.
else. Yeah. I didn't get. I don't think I got too far, but like I don't remember where I left off before I started watching again. I kind of just like watching spurts. But the parts that stood out to me was like, all right, so, and this isn't where like I picked up. This is just like the first thing, again, like talking points. So like there was a scene where like there was a lady and a baby, and Dio was promising not to hurt the baby if like
Oh,
she gave in to
yeah.
him, and then he made her kill the baby or something. I was just like, bruh.
Yeah, so that scene, she was like, I'll do what you want, but promise you and your minions won't hurt my baby. He was like, yeah, sure, I'll promise that.
Yeah, me and my minions won't. I didn't say you wouldn't.
Yeah, I was like, golly. I was like, this guy with his semantics. I was like, oh man. Skeezer.
So, obviously this happens like after Top Hat Dude died. And he died to like save JoJo because like now remembering the old man he was training with gave him a prophecy like one day he's gonna sacrifice himself to create a beast or whatever, and JoJo was that beast. So like he poured his hormone into JoJo.
Yeah.
Fast
It was just something like to unchain the young lion to
Yeah.
do something. Yeah.
Yeah, Unchained Lion. I think that's precisely what he said.
Yeah.
So, fast forward a little, they were like trying to. I guess they were taking the little kid back home who was worried about his sister, and his sister was, I guess, around
Prisoner to Dio.
For whatever reason. So like that's the fight starts, and a couple things I want to talk about that fight with between JoJo and Dio was, first of all, Dio was practically cut in half. How was he talking just fine and like functioning properly? His body looked like it was like red light. It almost looked like lava, but I don't think it was lava. I think it was just heat. But like still, I was like, this. How is he okay? Like he's still like functioning normally and still being Dio. And like the second thing was, I ain't like how he's playing with JoJo's vein.
Digging into his neck. I was like,
He took it out and was just twirling around his finger like it was a strand of hair. Oh, like, bro, ew. That just looks gross. Why are you doing that? Stop.
yeah. Dio's like a villain where like he has no redeeming qualities. Like as soon as you see him, you're like, I hate this dude immediately. Like he's probably one of the only villains where I looked at, I was like, I can't stand you. Like 5 minutes into meeting Dio, I was like, I hope he dies. This is like, I hope he gets killed soon.
But like, he becomes a freaking talking head. Fucking JoJo gets married to that girl that Dio stole her first kiss. They go on the cruise, and sure enough, there's Dio plotting and taking JoJo's body. But like, I'll give it up to him. He was like, he respected JoJo so much. He was like, you will not make him suffer. You will kill him quick, and then I will take his body. This is the man I respect most of all in the world. And like, they do. What's weird? What's really, really, really weird is if you had that respect in the first place, I don't think you guys would be in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, he hated JoJo because of his upbringing and like sheltered stuff he was trying to say, and I was like, bro, like you could have had the same life too. His dad brought you in, like
Yeah,
like,
you know what
you
I
just
mean? Like,
you just wanted to hate for hating, like you was on your Sinji.
Listen, it's more of a E-man, but I'll hate that, I guess.
Nah,
I don't hate to hate.
just was hating to hate.
I'm an asshole just to be an asshole. I don't hate to hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like I think it was weird how like his respect for JoJo developed, and like I can understand because JoJo's a nice person, so I understand why JoJo was kind of sad when he thought he killed Dio. Like I understand that he's the protagonist, he's the good guy, and like it or not, despite his suspicions, that was his technical brother for years. I don't get where Dio gets off respecting JoJo so much and like caring about how he's gonna, like, bro, like it didn't have to be like this. You could have just lived a better life than you were living in the mansion. But like, all right, whatever, dude, do you? So like, the ship is gonna explode, and homegirl is ready to die with JoJo, and he's like, "Nah, look at that baby. The baby has to live. Don't be selfish. Go live and save the baby." And JoJo did something to one of Dio's minions where like he knocked him into the stuff that makes the boat the steam pump, where it so like it was
Yeah.
building pressure. I don't know what the hell he did in his state, but he did something, and like Dio tried to do a last ditch effort to get JoJo, and the last thing I saw, I haven't progressed, was JoJo caught Dio, and like he's trying to die with him.
Yeah. Yeah, it starts to heat up. But yeah. What did you think about JoJo's maneuvering into to the fire for his sword though? How big brain move that was.
Bro, like it's so, and
It's
again, that's what I didn't want to. That's why I didn't want to watch it concur. Like I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to listen to it while I was doing other things. You know what I mean? Because like the way you explain it, the way the fan base, the way they talk it up, and like how you were saying like the big brain shit that like I appreciate. It's just like it's all, and like you can miss it. You can very easily miss it if you're not paying attention. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
like a lot of stuff like that.
yeah. So
Later on, I was like, oh, I seen it, but I forgot about it. So, like it just like slipped.
yeah, like how he was like stuck in Dio's body, but like there was flame on the other side. Like he anticipated that, and Dio's like, what's hilarious is they it's older, right? Like the first season is older, so like they don't let you like, you know how like you like a show and you're rewatching, you catch things you didn't catch before.
Yeah,
This is so old that like you don't need to do that, because if you didn't catch it, it's just Dio will have a monologue or JoJo will have a monologue. I'm like, that dastard, he intends to do this. And I'm like, oh yeah, well yeah, that's
yeah,
smart actually.
yeah. I do enjoy it, like the going back and like explaining, like, oh, I moved you into this to get you to this. Which,
He attacked me knowing there was fire behind me and it would melt my ice. That
yeah, yeah. I told you, like it starts doing big brain stuff, and you're like, oh wow. You're like, oh, he really did that. You're like, oh, like I should have noticed this little thing that was flashing over here. Like of course he would use it for that. And I'm like, oh yeah,
yeah, it's funny, it's interesting. Honestly, to anyone who like me, because I do hear that people are a little turned off by the art style. You'll get over it.
And it's definitely more interesting than what people used to say or whatever. Because I was like, oh, JoJo's like, oh, the art. Because I was like, the art style. I was like, it looks kind of weird. And I was like, I
It's
may even turn
different.
it off.
It's
Yeah.
different, man. It's not like, and it's not even like I grew to like the art style. It's more like I like the story that's
Enjoy
being
the
told.
story so much that you're like, I gotta see. Yeah. Because I think I may have watched the first episode with Dio, and he's so mean to the dog. I was like, I'm not watching this. Like, I'm done.
If this is gonna be what I'm watching, I'm.
I was like, I'm done. But yeah, you're just wait till you get to the next. I think the next JoJo's coming up, and you're gonna see like the big brain moves that goes on with him. I'm like, oh, that's what he was doing. That's why he was moving like this or doing like that. And I was like, oh,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But even some of the little stuff, you're like, oh, I should have noticed that. But I think the one at the JoJo's after this one, Jotaro, he does stuff. I'm like, wow, I would have never guessed that he was going to do that, to do this, to figure this out.
I wonder which season has that fire theme song.
Oh,
Dun, 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 dun. If that is that an opening or a closing, or is it just
think-
like in the middle of the fight or some shit?
I think it might be a closing.
Yo, listen, if that's a closing song, I'd listen to every.
And yeah, they be having some bangers too. I'd be like, oh, it made me go download some songs. I was like, what song is this? I'm gonna have to.
I
have to
I
listen to
love
it.
when shows have bangers. Because I
Yeah.
don't even be understand. You ever hear a song that you just feel like you know what it's about? You don't
The
understand a
Dan
fucking
the
word.
Dan has that in the opening. It's like, oh, bada, 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 bada. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I don't know what you're saying, but I was like, it sounded like it go hard.
Oh man, yeah.
But
So
yeah,
like again, anyone who like me, just didn't want to give JoJo a chance because of the art style. If you're a gamer, the best way I explain it is a game with a crappy story, but the gameplay is like really, really, really fun. So you don't even care. You just skip the cutscenes and play. Like if you just ignore the art style, you'll enjoy it. You can enjoy. Yeah, you'll get into it.
you're about to, if you watch the next 5 episodes, you can be like, man, okay, that kid, he got something. So it's yeah, I did enjoy it, but the art style also changes and gets a little bit better going up forward too.
Yeah, I can already see myself like after I catch up and watch everything, I can see myself like just putting it in the background.
Yeah,
I don't have a lot
like
of things I put in the background, so like JoJo's could be one of them.
yeah, it's you definitely come back to it. Like I mean, I watch a few episodes here and there just so I can stay relevant. Like season 2 is where they have Jotaro, and he's the one that does stuff. I'm like, oh man,
That's where I want to get season 2.
yeah,
Jotaro is the one I heard about a lot.
yeah, Jotaro, Josuke, he's different. I do like Josuke though. That style, Josuke style, is more in line with stuff we've seen in the anime world. So you'd probably be okay watching that visually.
Gotcha.
I do also like how they do in season 4 they do like a switch, and it's essentially not Jotaro's line, but it's someone else's line. Giorno is his name, which gets into some stuff, which is like, oh, okay, this is how it goes from this side. So, but yeah, and then you get to season 5 with Stone Ocean, which they're all just. I like all the
Accidentally,
seasons.
the one I accidentally started. Thank you, Netflix.
Yeah, but yeah, you'll enjoy it even if you don't pick up all the little big brain moves that they do. It gets a little crazy, and then there's one scene in like season 2, if you do continue to watch it, where I'm just like this. It just made me so mad, and yeah, I'll talk more about it. Cause I think I mentioned something about it before, and you understand what I mean after you wrap up that season.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Speaking of like animation styles and stuff like that, like you're on Instagram every once in a while. Have you seen the slander that Blue Lock season 2 is getting?
I have not seen any slander.
So like season 1, right? And like I don't know if you remember when like Pete was saying he wasn't into like sport animes like that, but like he gave Blue Lock a shot and like it was fire, so he just started binging it. It's not even that like the fact that it's soccer. It's like the animation was so freaking cool and like it almost appealed to like everyone was made in that show to be selfish, to be like egotistic, or if that's a word.
Like me first, it is a word.
So like when they enter like the ego zone or whatever, it's almost like they have villain aura. So like it's cool. It's really cool. So long story short, season 2 is a far cry from what season 1 was. And after a couple weeks of just bashing and bashing and bashing the anime, fans doing that, an animator released some statements about like he worked on it and like other people worked on it, and the scenes that they produced were a lot better than what's being displayed, but for whatever reason the higher ups, this is the product they put out. So like it went from like, you know, cool dribbling, maneuvering, and shit to a lot of just like stand still with like the background moving moments. And I do think that the community might be being a little harsh. Cause like I did think like at first like maybe it's a budget thing. Maybe like they tried to save budget on the front end to make like to finish strong. So like maybe just rock with the story for a little bit. But like you think about me and you have sat here and talked about like how some animes like even though we feel like they deserve a second season, they probably didn't do well enough to have a second season, right?
Yeah.
This one did well enough to have a second season that the second season got announced shortly after the first season ended. So if it did that well, where did the budget go? Is my question. Like I feel like I understand like with these companies, like let's say Toei, right? Toei has a budget for anime. And the budget they put into the show, let's say One Piece, the profit they bring into, like some of it goes to Oda, some of it goes to animators, and like, but the company might be getting like the biggest profit of all, right? That profit in turn has to become, some of that profit has to go back into other projects, I feel like. And like in some cases, I feel like, and I don't know, I'm not interested. I can't say this for fact. So like no one take what I'm saying as like your facts. But like I feel like these companies use the success of animes to fund other projects where like if something like Blue Lock, something like My Hero, something like Fire Force are, you know, lighting up social media or generating all this attention, all this revenue, then use that revenue to budget your next season. Get your revenue for the other projects you want to start elsewhere. Don't.
Yeah, it's kind of like yeah, just like that in college sports. Football is normally your main source of revenue, and it funds like football, basketball is your main sources, and it funds your water polos and your field hockey and all the other stuff.
Yeah,
it's understandable.
Don't send your football team out on the field without the proper equipment just because you want to put water in the pool for your shitty ass swimming team to swim in.
I wouldn't say they're terrible.
Nah, I'm not saying anyone's terrible. I'm just you know what I mean though. Like don't pull away.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but
yeah,
but you could think about it this way too. How many shows did they take funding from that gave you bangers? Like maybe they took some funding from some other show, and that's how you got Blue Lock now.
That's true. That's true. But like, don't continue making Blue Lock a banger. Like, you know what I mean? You don't lose this fan base to gain this fan base. Try to maintain this fan base and create a new fan base. I don't know. It's like what I was saying with One Piece. If One Piece started using CGI, I wouldn't watch it. You know what I mean? And like, you can't tell me One Piece doesn't make enough money to warrant not using CGI. So if you start using CGI, then someone's cutting budgets and like trying to put it elsewhere. You shouldn't. Regardless of how long it's running, we're in too deep to be putting budget elsewhere. For better or worse, are talking about one of the biggest animes out there. Like One Piece is taking a 6-month break. It's coming back April 2025 just so they can make the animation better. You guys couldn't find the funding in your company to at least provide the same quality content for Blue Lock season 2 that you did season 1. No one said you had to get better. You just didn't have to do worse.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, because it's one of those. Yeah.
Sammy doesn't want to watch it because it's everywhere on social media, the animation, and it's just like, I don't want to watch it. And Sammy loves Blue Lock. Like, when it came out, I made her like, listen. I know you like to wait for seasons to be done and you binge, but listen, bitch, I need you to watch this with me.
Yeah.
Let's experience this together because I need someone to talk about it with. And every week she's like, I hate you. I want the next time. I hate you so much.
Yeah.
That's
Blue
all.
Lock.
It's current. I wanted to talk about it. Get your thoughts.
Haven't seen it.
I don't know if you're into. I'm not into soccer, but I enjoy the anime.
So I do like a little Sakito.
I think you would like watching it because like there's nothing bad. There's nothing like I feel like that would turn you off to it. It's just like I said, I think it leans towards like the villain aura. Like I don't think you have like a technical good person in there. There's a guy who wants to be good, but like it's just it's exciting. It's exciting to watch. I would say like it's just this guy is trying to change Japanese soccer, so he just gathered a whole bunch of strikers and he's trying to create the best strikers. So like there's just a bunch of people who are only thinking attack on teams. It's like, I want the ball. No, I want the ball. I want the ball. I want the ball. And like, if you watch season 1 and then watch a couple episodes of season 2, I think we're gonna have a conversation about it. Like, if you ever, I'm not telling you to watch it. I'm just saying, like, if you happen to do it and then like you watch season 1 and you liked it enough to watch season 2, I think we're gonna have a conversation like the very next Thursday. I'm like, yo, listen,
You might.
whatever they were doing, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I got nothing else.
Yeah. I got nothing else too. But yeah, keep watching JoJo's. It
I'll
just
keep
gets
watching.
better and better.
I'm gonna keep watching. Listen, commitment.
Yeah. Like I literally I think I finished like everything in like 3 weeks. Cause I just was like, oh man, I gotta keep watching this.
So many. Unfortunately, so many things I'm interested in came out all at the same time.
Yeah, that's how it be.
Yeah, like ReZero, Blue Lock, Dragon Ball Daima, Aphoreta, Bleach, Prince of that's 6 right there. And then there's JoJo's, and like I always want to watch something on the side. So like I don't know. I'll get it. I'm enjoying it, so I'm also not rushing it because I am enjoying it.
Yeah, it's definitely like I said, like I enjoyed it. I would put it right up there with Naruto.
Would you? You'd put it up there with Naruto.
Hell yeah!
And just for clarification, Naruto's like your number 1, right?
My all-time favorite.
And you'd put it not under it, up there with it.
Yeah, put it like 2A or 2B or something like that.
Wouldn't it be like 1B?
Nah, 2B.
Okay. Do you have a 2A?
Nah, I don't. I'll just say like 2B.
you don't have another second place, but it's 2B anyway. So it doesn't deserve third. It doesn't deserve a definite second, but it doesn't deserve third. So it gets 2B.
Yeah, somewhere in there. You never know. Some might come up and I'll be like, oh, okay, put this up there now. So I don't know. But yeah, it might be Naruto 1, JoJo's 2. Oh, you know, Dragon Ball might be up there.
Yeah, I tried to make a top
Dragon
5
Ball
list
Z.
the other day, and like it's surprisingly more difficult than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, it's yeah, I definitely just like the yeah, I just like the whole the aspect and planning the stuff. I'm like, oh, that's how he did the move, and like you're like, how's you gonna get out of this one? And then they tell you, and you're like, oh, like wow, I didn't know he was capable of that.
Let's
So
let's make let's make a top 10 list for maybe not exactly next week, but like if it's done by next week. I don't want to I don't want to rush it. Like I really want to think about it. So like I don't want to put a timer on it. But let's make a top 10 anime of like all time list individually, like in like my top 10, your top 10, and just compare what's on each other's list. I know it won't be on your list.
what?
One Piece.
Yeah, nowhere near the top. Couldn't even sniff the top.
Yeah, I know it won't be on your list, but like I'd be curious to see what your top 10 versus my top 10 would be, because like I feel like we're Naruto and Dragon Ball are going to be both on our list, but like I don't know, like your Dragon Ball might be different from my Dragon Ball, but like and like if we did do a top 10, like are we just include like anything in the series? Like if you say Naruto, is that going to include Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, and Boruto?
I would say, yeah, might as well.
Okay, so yeah, like Naruto and Dragon Ball, I know we're gonna have in common, but like anything else, I think would be up in the air. So like I'd be curious to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely got some shows that just be big brain move. Yeah, the ones that make you think. I like those all times. I'll be out there like, yeah, okay. See ya.
Yeah, my top 5 list was hard. It was hard because like I was thinking of animes and it was just like, well, I don't know if I necessarily like it's not that I enjoy this more than other animes. It's kind of just like I've watched it so much, and like it was one of my beginning animes. So like I was like, damn, I can't put an anime on my top 5 just for that. So like I found myself like, yo, I really have to think about this.
But good thing about the top 5 is just stuff you like. So you ain't gotta. It's your top 5. So if you want to put in there, just you like the first 5 episodes, that's all gravy because it's yours.
Yeah, it was because like I wanted to put a Vinland Saga on there, but like I didn't like the second season.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I like where they went maturity wise, but like, damn, bro, you got me all excited. Like the whole first season was just Thorfinn going crazy, and then like the whole second season was Thorfinn trying to be a pacifist. And I was like, I don't. I like the story. I don't know. This isn't what I came for though. I got hyped the wrong way.
He is his father's child.
He is. That's why I said I like the story. It just wasn't what I was expecting, which is why I couldn't love the season.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I'm scared to watch The Promised Neverland. I think it's something I should read, and it's because I hear so many bad things about the anime.
You do now.
I do.
Well then.
Also, I think I find it hard to put animes that only have like a season up there on my list.
Yeah.
Like even though I really enjoy them, it's just like but like there's only a season. Like, does it deserve to be up there? What if the second season is horrible? Like Vinland Saga season 2. I'm kidding. It's not horrible. It was a good season.
I'll take your word for it.
That's right. You didn't watch it, did you?
Nope.
It was very. Like I said, he took the pacifist route.
Yeah.
But all right, that's all I got, Irby.
Yeah, that's all I got too.
All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this week. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.
Peace.